Well, hello, crafty wenches. This is going to be a quick one. I just wanted to show you something about stamping that we're going to use in our next card class. So if you watch this, you'll be way ahead of the game, and hopefully you will do so. I'm talking about something I'm going to use to put these diagonal stripes evenly spaced and at the same angle on this card. Please note that there's an extra piece of cardstock glued onto this, and so we're going to stamp these lines. um, they don't have to be all the way across because there's paper stamped on top of it. But what's important is getting these evenly spaced and getting them at the same angle when you want to do this kind of angled stamping. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I have taken a white card base, regular white card base, and I don't know if it's easy to see because it's kind of white on white, but I basically stuck some artist tape on here. You can see it right here. And I put that right along the score line on the card base, just so that when I stamp, I don't get stuff onto what will eventually be the back of the card, if that makes sense. So I've taped that off. The other thing I've done is I took my card, and sorry about the shadows. I took my card and I actually simply angled it and then used this grid paper to use a pencil and a straight edge along the grid lines and draw lines every half inch. So I've got lines drawn every half inch, and since I angled the card first, and again, doesn't have to be a perfect 45-degree angle or any of that, just make sure that you're drawing these lines every half inch using these grid lines as, to guide your straight edge. And when you're done, and I turn it this way, if you look, I've got all these angled lines, and they're exactly half an inch apart. They don't always have to be half inch. You can make them as far apart as you want your lines to be. Now you'll see that it's going to end up being really simple for me to take a stamp pad, and this stamp, I'll show you what this stamp looks like. It's just a double line, okay? And it's what I used for the double lines on here. So basically all I'm going to do, and I'm not going to make you sit and watch the whole thing, but I'm just going to take this, using my eyeballs, again, not being, exactly perfect. I'm just going to stamp. I'm going to look through the stamp itself so that that pencil line is in the center of those double lines. And since I know I'm going to be gluing that other piece of paper on here, I know that I only have to do one stamp width in because the paper is going to be glued about here. So this will be plenty to do the edge. So all I'm going to do on here, and I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing, is I'm going to eyeball this and do, whoops, and I can actually go over that, which I will do right now. And if it's not perfect, we're not going to care. And then I'm going to do the same thing once I'm done going all the way down this side. I'm going to flip this puppy over and do the other side. Remember, I've got this tape on here, so it's okay if I go over a tiny bit. And I'm going to just keep going. And again, I'll have a card that's blocking that, and I'll go all the way up and down. I'm going to put this aside for a sec. And so then when we're all done, we'll have these lines stamped. I will then, this is where the tape was on this one, pull the tape off and then keep going with my card. So super easy way to get well-spaced and evenly angled diagonal lines on a card. Let it dry for a while, and once it's done drying, you just go through with an eraser and take all those pencil lines out. Easy peasy. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening. See you soon. Bye.